So 2017, I think there's a few trends that we're starting to see. One of them is that we saw a lot of ransomware in 2016, and although not all that complex, it moves so fast that it's hard for humans to keep up with. So I think setting up 2017, we're going to see more around machine against machine, artificial intelligence style attacks and artificial intelligence style defense. I think that's one trend. I think the second trend we're going to see is cyber bleeding over more and more to the physical world. We already started to see quite a bit of interest from energy and utility companies in 2016 with cyber defense. Also water supply systems we started to see in
infrastructure.
Infrastructure and critical systems. The other area that we started to see really heat up in 2016 and continuing to 2017 is travel, transportation, and hospitality. The other area, I think, especially with this holiday season upon us.
Let's get festive.
Let's get festive. I think one of the big things we're going to see on everyone's Christmas list is going to be IoT devices. And we think of those as consumer, but they have a major impact in corporations as well. Whether it be the Amazon Echo or us walking into the company with the tile to GPS locate our phones.
So hold on, there are companies are not quite getting this, the fact that you and I are so connected with our devices. I've got a tile key ring, but it's also, you know, people are going to be getting new connected smartwatches. They're going to be getting connected coffee machines, for example. All of this is going to be in some way expose a company?
That's right. It's, you know, everything's getting more and more connected, but when it comes to these type of devices, the traditional cybersecurity industry doesn't protect them. So it's usually, when you think about traditional cyber world, it's desktops, it's laptops, but not the IoT devices, because the manufacturers haven't gotten to the point yet where there's an accepted agent-based technology or antivirus on all of them. But the interesting thing is Darktrace sees these in our corporate networks. So we automatically detect them when they connect over the Wi-Fi to the corporate network, and in a lot of cases, probably about 20 to 30% of the devices we're seeing, and the most vulnerable ones, are in fact IoT inside of corporate environments.
Okay, so I'm fascinated, the fact that you're headquartered in the US and the UK, you're talking about the new areas of business that are coming to you, the utilities, for example, the hospitality. What about new countries? What about, who are the attacking countries? Can we even pigeonhole them in such a way? And who are the countries that want your help?
So I think, you know, we are working on a global basis, and in fact we have customers who have deployed in over 90 countries already. In terms of the attack sectors though and vectors, it's pretty consistent. I think we're all fighting the battle. I think that what we've come to realize is the problem of cybersecurity is still unsolved. And I think until we have CEOs of companies on a global basis saying, I've got holes in my network, and maybe the attacker's already inside, and I need a different approach than trying to build a wall around the outside, or thinking we're smart enough to guess at what the next attack is, as attacks get more sophisticated, more targeted. So I think until we kind of wake up to the fact on a global basis that we need to start looking inside our networks, we need self-learning technologies to tell us what's normal and what's not, we're not going to get ahead of it. So that's the biggest thing I think I hope for in 2017.
Nicole, I'm very pleased to say that I was part of a team that helped choose Darktrace as a Bloomberg Innovators. We were looking at the 50 most innovative companies in UK, and Darktrace came up amongst them. Who is therefore looking at your growth trajectory? I want to ask you, as a Brit myself, I want to know what investors have you got? Are you looking at the IPO market? Because you're now worth, what, about $500 million?
So in terms of the kind of growth and momentum of the company, we have grown 600% year over year in terms of revenue. We have 350 employees now on a global basis. And in terms of the investors, we have raised $90 million to date. We have investors like KKR's Global Growth Fund. We have Summit. And we also have strategic investors like Samsung.
And indeed, of course, the Japanese investor who's coming big into the US, SoftBank as well.
That's right. SoftBank is a strategic investor of ours and really has helped us expand into Asia.
So no IPO on the agenda?
At this point, there's no IPO on the agenda. I have to say, we are helping so many companies get ahead of the cyber crisis, the cyber threats that they're facing. We're heads down just growing the business.